بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وأقيموا الصلاة وآتوا الزكاة وما تقدموا لأنفسكم من خير تجدوه عند الله إن الله بما تعملون بصير.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وصلى الله على محمد وآل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين. أما بعد، فقد قال الحكيم في كتابه الكريم إن الصلاة تنهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر. One of the prayers which we must offer with the intention of complying God's order is the signs prayers or the Salatul Ayat. In Persian and in Urdu they say the Namaz Ayat. Well, I have to either use the term Salat or the sign and the prayer. The ayat prayers or the signs prayer becomes obligatory due to the following four things. The first one is the solar eclipse. The second one is the lunar eclipse. The third one is the earthquake. Of course, let's understand that eclipse, whether it is partial or complete, will make the signs prayer obligatory. The earthquake also makes the signs prayer obligatory or the Salatul Ayat obligatory, even if it does not engender fear, even if it does not cause fear, the namaz, the prayer, will become obligatory. And then we have the fourth thing due to which the signs prayer becomes obligatory, and that is the thunder and lightning, or you can say the cyclone, black and red cyclone, and also similar celestial phenomena will make the Salatul Ayat obligatory. But there is an important condition that has to be noted when it comes to thunder and lightning or to a celestial phenomena like a cyclone, and that is that these phenomena should engender fear, because a cyclone may be of different degrees and intensity. If it does not cause fear, if it does not engender fear, the Salatul Ayat will not become obligatory. Any terrestrial or celestial phenomena that causes fear will make the Salatul Ayat obligatory. For example, if fear is caused by falling mountain or by receding sea, the water of the sea recedes and it causes fear among people. And also, if, for example, the falling mountain engenders fear in the mu'mineen's heart, then it's necessary on all those people who witness the phenomenon, to offer the science prayer immediately. There's no doubt the science prayer becomes obligatory as a result of the eclipse and the earthquake. All the religious authorities, all the maraja have said that the eclipse, whether it is lunar eclipse or solar eclipse, and whether it causes fear or it does not cause fear, and whether it is partial or complete eclipse, will make the Salatul Ayat obligatory. As far as the earthquake is concerned, again it will make the ayat prayer obligatory. Even if it does not cause fear, then it is necessary for the person who witnesses, or for the people who live in the very town in which the phenomenon, this terrestrial phenomenon has taken place. It is necessary for those people who witness and who hear and who live in the same town, but maybe either because of sleep or because of some other reasons, they do not notice the earthquake or they do not notice the eclipse. So it's necessary for them to offer Salatul Ayat. Now, if two events, like if eclipse and earthquake, take place together simultaneously, it will be necessary for the mu'mineen, for the Muslims, to offer the Salatul Ayat for each of those phenomena separately. You cannot offer one Salatul Ayat for both of those phenomena. Now, if many phenomena, if many things like solar eclipse, like thunder and lightning, like earthquake, all of them take place together and at the same time, again it will be necessary to offer Salatul Ayat for each of the event. One salat, one prayer will not be sufficient. And of course, it has to be noted that Salatul Ayat is obligatory only on those people who witness, who see and who feel the earthquake or who see the eclipse. Not for those people who live in another town but who hear the news of the eclipse. Not for those people who are living in another place but who do not feel the jolt of the earthquake. So, if you hear the news of a celestial phenomenon like a cyclone or a terrestrial phenomenon like earthquake, that will not make the Salatul Ayat obligatory on you.
يا دافع الخطوب يا جابر المعطوف يا من هو مندوبي فعفوك مطلوبي يا دافع الخطوب يا جابر المعطوف يا من هو مندوبي فعفوك مطلوبي يا ستار العيوب يا غفار الذنوب يا ستار العيوب يا غفار الذنوب يا علام الغيوب يا كشاف الكروب.
So only the residents of the town or the place where the phenomenon takes place should offer the Salatul Ayat. Now the question is, when is it necessary to start offering the salat, the prayer? According to all religious authorities, the Salatul Ayat should be offered immediately after the event. Now when it is an eclipse, for example, if solar eclipse or lunar eclipse takes place, it will be necessary for the person to take action to offer the Salatul Ayat as soon as he can. But he has the time to offer it as long as the solar or the lunar eclipse is there. But it is better for him to offer the Salatul Ayat before the reversal of the eclipse commences, before it starts reversing. Now if he fails to offer the signs prayer, the Salatul Ayat, before this time, he can offer it as long as the eclipse is there, even if it is reversing. Now, let's suppose that he even cannot offer his prayers within the eclipse time, within the time of eclipse. Is it necessary for him to offer the qaza, to give the qaza of the Salatul Ayat? Of course, the grand religious authorities have said that when it comes to the eclipse, if you hear it from your friend or from your relative or from someone in the same city where you are living and where this phenomenon has taken place, where the event has taken place, if you hear it from someone, from a reliable person or from two just persons, that a solar eclipse or an earthquake took place, it will be necessary for you to give the qada of the Salatul Ayat. But if the solar or the lunar eclipse was partial, it was not a complete eclipse of the lunar, of the moon or the sun, then it is not necessary to give the qada of the Salatul Ayat. It is necessary to give the qada of the Salatul Ayat only when the eclipse was complete, when the solar or the lunar eclipse was complete. This is the ruling regarding the eclipse. But when it comes to the earthquake, of course, when you hear that an earthquake took place, you have to give the qada of that prayer. If the time of the Salatul Ayat has not passed, then it is necessary to offer it as ada. But if the time has passed, then it would be obligatory on you to offer the salat or to give the qada of the prayer with the intention of qada. Dear brothers and sisters, it is necessary to offer the Salatul Ayat immediately, and it's not permissible to delay or to defer the prayer unduly. If a person delays the prayer, he has sinned, he has committed a sin, because if he delays it, the Salatul Ayat is just like an obligatory salat. And the same way that we should not offer and that we should not delay our daily obligatory prayers, we should not also delay the Salatul Ayat. We should offer it in time. Time is important, and every prayer should be offered within its prescribed time, within the time fixed or within the time prescribed for that prayer. Of course, if you offer your prayer, your Salatul Ayat, and you realize after that the prayer which you offered was invalid, it was wrong, it was incorrect, then it is necessary to offer it again. And if the time is there, if the time is left, it is necessary for you to offer it as ada, as a prayer that is offered in time and within the limit, within the prescribed time. But if the time has passed, then it is necessary to offer it as qada. Now, if you have two prayers to offer, for example, if you have the Asr prayer, the afternoon prayer, and also the Namaz and the Salat al-Ayat, or the science prayer, which one should you offer first? Of course, if the time is extended, if you have enough time for both of the two prayers, then you can offer any one of them first. You can offer either the Salat al-Ayat or the afternoon prayer. But if you know that the time for one of the prayers is short, it is limited, you have to offer that prayer for which there is no time left, for which there is no time, or for which the time is limited. For example, if you see that the eclipse is reversing and it is going to end, and you have also got the afternoon prayer to offer, but you have time for the afternoon prayer, then it is necessary to offer the ayat prayer, the Salatul Ayat first, and then offer the afternoon prayer. There is one thing that has to be noted. If a woman is in her menses, if a woman is bleeding, and the blood is either due to the monthly period or due to childbirth, it is not necessary for her to offer the Salatul Ayat. Just as it is not necessary for her to offer the daily obligatory prayers, it is also not necessary, not obligatory for her to offer the Salatul Ayat. And it's also not necessary for her to give the qada of this prayer. There is no qada for the Salatul Ayat for a woman who is either in her menses or who is bleeding due to childbirth. There is no qada. Now there is one thing. What is the method of offering the Salatul Ayat? How should we offer and how should we go about offering the Salatul Ayat? Of course, most of you know how to offer this prayer, but those of you who do not know the method of offering the Salatul Ayat, I am here to explain for them. The Salatul Ayat consists of 2 rak'at. There is no adhan and there is no iqamah for Salatul Ayat. You will begin it by saying as-salah, as-salah, as-salah. And then you will form the niyat, you will make the niyat, and you will say the takbir. After making the niyat, you will say takbiratul ihram, and you will recite hamd. First of all, hamd has to be recited. Then, of course, there are 5 ruku in every rak'at. 5 ruku in every rak'at. Now, how are you going to perform the 5 ruku? There are 2 methods and there are 2 ways of performing the ruku. Now, I'm going to tell you the first way and then, of course, the second way.
ناجيتك يا رحمن ودعوتك يا ديان يا خالق الإنسان الله 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 يا خالق الإنسان الله الله الله. The
first way is that you will recite the hamd and then you will recite the surah, and you will go to ruku, and again you will start reciting hamd and surah, and you will go bend for ruku. Of course, it is recommended to say takbir, but takbir is not obligatory before or after ruku. It's not obligatory, but it is recommended. It is mustahab to say the takbir. Now this is the way you will complete until 5, until you do the 5 ruku in every rakah. And you will recite hamd and surah and do the ruku until 5, until you have done 5 ruku. Of course, the 5th ruku is the last ruku when you will go down, for sujood. Now, you will do the same when you want to offer the second rakah. You will recite hamd and surah, and then again you will do the ruku. You will stand up and say takbir, but takbir is not wajib, it is recommended. You will recite hamd and surah, and you will do it 5 times. And then there is qunut, but qunut is also not obligatory. Qunut is mustahab, it is recommended. You will do it, and you will go down, perform the ruku, the last ruku, and you will do the sujood, and then tashahhud, and the last obligatory part is salam. Because every prayer has to begin with a niyyah and should end with salam. There is no prayer without a niyyah, and there is no prayer without salam, except for the prayer which is offered on a dead body, because there are only 5 takbir. Now, having said that, I will now mention the second method of offering the Salatul Ayat. The second method is that you will make the niyyah, you will do the niyyah, and then you will do the takbir, you will say the takbir, and you will recite hamd. After reciting hamd, you will choose a surah, and you will divide it into 5 parts. 5 parts. For example, you will say Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, Allahu Akbar. This is one part of the surah, because according to many scholars, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim is also a part of surah. But okay, some scholars have exercised precaution, and they have said that Bismillah should be recited with a verse. And for this reason, some scholars do not advise his followers to recite the Surah Tawheed or to divide it into 5 parts, because it cannot be divided into 5 parts. There are not 5 verses in this surah, so that it could be divided into 5 parts. If you include the Bismillah as a verse, then of course this surah can be divided into 5 parts. Otherwise, you will have to choose another surah which can be divided into 5 parts. So you can choose any surah that can be divided into 5 parts. Now suppose, let's assume that the surah which you are going to divide is the Surah Tawheed. You will divide it into 5 parts. After every surah, every ayah, every verse, you will do the ruku, and then again you will stand up and say takbir, and then again you will recite another verse. You will go down for ruku and stand up and do the other and recite the other verse until 5 ruku are complete. This is the second method, and of course you can do and you should do the same in the second rakat. You are free, of course, to choose or to follow the first method in the second rakat, and to follow the second method in the second rakat. The first and the second rakat can be performed in 2 ways. There is no problem. It will not affect your prayer. And of course, you should make sure that the surah which you are going to divide into 5 parts can be divided. Remember that each ruku in the Salatul Ayat is a rukn. You cannot omit or add to it any rukn. If you add a ruku to the prayer intentionally or by mistake, or if you omit a ruku from it because it's rukn, then your prayer will be void. And of course, if you doubt between the ruku of the prayers and the doubt persists, and you do not come to a conclusion whether you offered, for example, 5 ruku or 6 ruku, 5 ruku or 4 ruku, then in this case your prayer is void and you have to offer it again. Because omission or addition of a rukn will invalidate your prayers. Yes, these were some of the rules regarding Salatul Ayat. And of course, Salatul Ayat is easy to learn. There is nothing ambiguous, there is nothing unclear, and I hope you have learned it, inshallah. And the next program to come, I will choose a different subject regarding ahkam. I hope you will follow the discussion and continue to follow until the whole sessions regarding the masail and the ahkam are complete. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
ربنا يا ربنا يا ربنا
يا ربنا
واغفر لنا وارحمنا يا ربنا ربنا يا ربنا يا ربنا واغفر لنا وارحمنا يا ربنا يا ربنا ربنا يا ربنا يا ربنا واغفر لنا وارحمنا يا ربنا ربنا يا ربنا يا ربنا